Funding for this program provided in part by the Sanibel Captiva Chamber of Commerce and by the Tween Waters Inn.
Bob Fagan is the greatest painter in the world. Yes, he is. Oh, yeah, he is. He's such a good painter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Ah. Hey, what are you doing here? You know something, while you're here, I want to talk to you. You know, people are always saying, Bob, why are you always wearing a hat? Don't you have any hair? Hey, look, let's get this straight once and for all, okay? I've got all the hair I need, okay? So, now that's settled. Now let's get out there and let's throw some paint. What do you say? Wait a minute, I gotta get this up under here. Hold on. What do you think? Hello everyone, I'm Bob Fagan and welcome to Painting on Location. Today I'm going to be throwing some red, yellow, and blue at Tarpon Bay. So sit back, relax, because we're going to get loose today. Well, as you can see, I found a mighty pretty spot to set up. This thing right here is kind of it's a kayak boat rental place. And we were driving around and I spotted this place here and I thought, I like the way that it looks over there. There's a lot of different colors and stuff like that. So I've already penciled it all in. I'm going to start throwing paint at it. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put it in the sky. Get some of this phthalo blue here. All right, I'm going to start up here. Put some of that on there. I'm going to paint right down over those trees. Blue skies. And as that starts coming down, I'm going to start adding water to it. And I'll paint right over that tin building over there. Right down into here. In all that blue. Right back behind there. All right. Now I'm going to take that same color and put that down in the water. Because the water's picking up reflections from the sky. Paint horizontal here. I'm using this big brush because I want to cover a large area in a hurry. I'm going to add a little bit of burnt sienna to that. So I want to make a few waves down at the back side here like this. Kind of let that run, just let it kind of fan out on its own. Like that. Now I'm going to go to a smaller brush and I'm going to start right away adding the shadowed side to this tin building here. I'm going to kind of do a sloppy painting today. I'm going to get real loose. I've noticed lately I've been kind of tightening up on everything, so I want to get real loose today. All right, I'm going to throw a little bit of yellow in that. I'm going to be painting around some of these boats here in the front. There's a lot of kayaks and canoes and things like that over there. Back over here on this side, just paint a strip right across that. That's all in the shade there. All right. Now, as you notice, these boats down here, some of them are really quite bright right now. The sun is really shining on them really strong. That's why this is so dark in here. Down in there, like that. Now, I'll reach in and get a little bit of red. Let's throw some red in there, just for some variation. Maybe a little yellow. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to go to a little bit smaller brush still. This is a 1/2 inch flat here. Use some of the same colors, some of that blue and some of that brown. And I'm going to kind of paint the shadowed side of that dock over there. It's just basically a straight line right in here. Nice and sloppy today. One reason why I want to be nice and sloppy and fast today is it's very warm out here. It's probably, I would say to me, it's about 90 degrees. I'm not sure. It's probably 85 or so. Beautiful though, beautiful day. Very high pressure as far as the weather goes. I'm not in high pressure myself, but some shapes back in there. I'll come and paint underneath that dock. Some shadows in there, put a little bit of brown back in there. Some brown back here, just for some variation. All right. Back down this way. And a little flat piece here. And a little flat piece here. Now the sun's going that direction, so some of these shadows are going to be moving. For right now, I just want to put them here. All right. And I'll paint a few more shapes back in here with that same color. There's a door opening there, so I'll put some shapes back in there and kind of make that door. There's some boats and storage and stuff back in there. Put some shapes, something interesting. And there's a door here. It doesn't have to look exactly like what's there. Door back there. Some shapes back here. A lot of stuff to paint over there. Lots of neat stuff. All right. All right, now while this is drying, I'm going to come up and put those trees behind there. This sky is dry now, and I can continue up there. It's a high-pressure day, so everything dries a lot faster than it does on a humid day. All right, so I'm just going to mix up. I'm going to start with some yellow, and I'm going to get some of this phthalo green here. Well, that's powerful stuff. Throw a little bit of blue in that. More yellow. More blue. I want it fairly dark because I want to make the roof of this building really show up. All right, let's make a nice crisp line back here. First I'll paint the roof. Make a straight line across there like that. Need a little bit more green in that. And then come straight back down this way. And then make some dry brush, kind of scrape the brush around like that. That makes the top of those trees kind of rough. Like that. Back down into here. Basically, this is just a lot of blue and a lot of yellow and some green kind of mixed together. But it's fairly dark. And then we have this other tree over here that comes up kind of high, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and paint around that palm tree there, because that's kind of a little bit lighter value. Something kind of like that. Throw a little more yellow in there. Right back in here. A little more yellow. See, I like to put the colors on the paper and let them kind of mix on the paper rather than doing a lot of mixing here in the tray. It just gives a little more spontaneous kind of a look. Go ahead and put some branches while I'm over here. All right. Now I'm going to mix up a little bit more blue than green over here and paint these distant trees. Put just a little bit more yellow in there. It's kind of scratchy lines like that. And I'm going to be painting around some of those boats over there. There's some yellow ones and white ones and blue ones. There's a little, the rack that they're kind of setting on over there like that. I'll paint around that. Go to a little bit smaller brush. Come down in here and make some of those shapes. I'm painting around that wooden rack, and I'm also painting around those canoes. Down in here, and then back to the other side underneath them. Kind of like that, just rough shapes. It doesn't have to be exact. All right. I'm going to go ahead and paint these palm trees now, the actual leafy part. Now there's several ways to do these trees here. You can take a flat brush like this, and I'll show you how to do that. You get a, this is a, I believe it's a 1-inch flat. And get your color, which is just basically a dark green. Get your paint on there. Now what I like to do is take that flat brush like this, stick it on the paper like this, and then kind of keep the brush on one end on the paper and just start spreading those bristles out like that, and then flip it like that. And you'll get kind of a palm tree effect. All right, I mixed a little bit of brown in with that. Back here. Back here. Here. See that? Isn't that fun? Now I'll come back in there later and add some actual branch, or, you know, more detail. Right now I just kind of want to get that shape. I want to put a few more dark areas back in these doors here. There, and then there's some, make some shapes. There's bicycles and things like that over there. I guess they rent bikes and canoes and kayaks and you name it, and they've got it. Looks like they've got an ice machine over there too. Just a bunch of shapes. I'm not trying to paint exact details. Shapes here, back that way, anything, just the dots and dashes. Some stuff back over here. There's a rack over there, it's got canoe paddles on it. I'll put that in. Make some shapes. See, isn't that fun? Throw some color back in there. It looks like a bunch of life rafts and stuff hanging on the on that right up under here. So I'm going to put some of that color in there. Some red and yellow. Red one. And there's some yellow ones. Just a bunch of shapes. There's all kinds of interesting things back there to see. In fact, I think I'll put a person back there while I'm over here. Have him standing right here. his body and his head right here, and he's holding something here, like a fish box or something, I don't know. Maybe another one. All right, I'll tell you what I want to do right now. I'm going to let everything dry, nice and dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start putting color on these canoes. All right, this is nice and dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put these other palms in over here. Now, I kind of scooted everything in just a little bit. All right, back into that same dark color. Put some yellow in that. Back up in here. Make the trunks first. Those kind of come down there. And they kind of curve a little bit. Doesn't really matter what color those are. I painted them green. That's just because I happen to have green on my brush at the time. Some more of those over there. I need that for the composition. Some blue ones in there. Some nice shapes. All right, then there's green back behind these trees, which makes the shape of that back of that building there. Now that's right in here someplace. Make a line across there. That'll make the back part of this roof, and then put some of those in. Back to about right here. And then there's just a bunch of more palm stuff back in here. Some more color in that. Nice and sloppy. Try not to see too much detail. I think if you're like me, you see too much detail in your life anyway. When you go paint like this, you don't have to do that. No more detail, okay? All right, let's see. Let's get back over here and put some more shapes. I've been kind of holding off putting color on those, on all those kayaks and canoes over there. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. I think I'll do that now. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to go into any detail. I'm just going to make some of them blue, just almost a pure blue. There's some there, there's one there. And I think I'll get a different blue. Now that's kind of a phthalo, and this is a French over here. You can kind of see the difference there. And make the next one that color. Just make a shape like that. It doesn't have to have any detail. And let's see, where else? Here's another blue one up here. Let's make this one blue. Like that. Now I think I'll make some red ones. So I reach in, this is kind of just a cadmium red color. I'll make one of them red right in here. That almost looks pink. Oh well. It's close. And there's a red one over here. I just splattered my paper. That won't hurt anything. All right, here's a red one right in here. Just lots of lively color. Reach back in there and get some more red. Put that on there and let it spread out. Let's see, what else we got? We have white ones and yellow ones. Let's do a yellow one. Look at that. I love color. There's another yellow one over here. See how that livens that painting up? Just pure color. And there's a green one. Let's do a green one. right in here. Doesn't matter if it runs together or not. I don't really care. I'm trying to do a sloppy painting today. I felt kind of sloppy all day. Now we have some boats kind of drug up on this little incline here. It's a boat launch place. They've moved them since I put mine down here, but I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and put mine down where I had them to begin with. I'm going to make this one, let's make this one a red one, like that. Let's make a next one green. Put one of them right here. Something like that. And then we have some more boats back over in here. I'll make this a green one. And then how about a blue one? Let's make this one blue. Now these boats back here are pretty much in the shade, so I'll have to come back later and add some shade to those. And I'm going to put some color back over here, just some spots. Add a few little things of color. Really add some color back up in there. All right, and go to a smaller brush. And let's color this in over here. They're setting on grass over there, so I'll just paint that kind of a green back in there. Bring that on down there, green under here. And I'll just get into some blue now. Just make a kind of a dark shape back in there. I don't need that white. Put a little bit of color on this ground area here. That it's kind of sand. It's a boat launch. All right, just down here, just to add some color. I should have done that before I painted those boats, but I didn't think about it. So I'll paint around them. Shadow back here. And back here, this is all in the shade back here. All right, shadow there. All right, now what I think I'm going to do is paint the water. Now, if I look at the water right now, it's very calm. And it's picking up reflections from the trees and from these palms. And it just has kind of a wavy like that. So I'm going to use this big brush first. I'm going to mix up everything I've got here in my palette. Get all this stuff mixed up. Add some more blue, some burnt sienna, some yellow. Just a little bit of everything. I want a dark, kind of a green color. It's quite dark in that water. I'll just start here. Something like that. I'll paint it down this way. Now it is picking up some of that white there, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. More yellow. Start painting down this way. It's that quite dark. Right up into here. And then it comes back down this way. Kind of keep the brush horizontal. Some more brown in there. And back over here. And kind of like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just to kind of give that symbol of water. And we have that palm tree is just about right in here, so I'll kind of indicate that. Does something like that. And then the other one's over here, so that'll come down here, kind of do this. just to show movement in that water. And then while that's wet, you can come back in there and kind of touch that with some more color and just kind of let it blend into that. Isn't that fun? Now I think I'll get in there and add some color of those kayaks and stuff. Get back into some red here. And I'm just going to drop some color in there and see what happens. There's some red there, some red over here. There's some red here. Now I'll try a little bit of yellow. Some yellow up here, over here. Just enough to add some of that same color back into the water. There. And we have some red here. All right. I don't think I need anything else, do you? A lot of color. That's what I first saw, and that's what attracted me to this scene. Of course, back behind me here is just, you've got to see this. It's beautiful. So I'm on to another location. I have no idea where it's going to be. So I'll say goodbye now. Until the next time I see you, I'm Bob Fagan, and we've been painting on location.
This program is available on video for just $17.95 or $179.95 for the whole 13-part Sanibel Captiva series. Also, Bob has produced 3 one-hour instructional videos on the art of watercolor painting. Each one is available for $19.95 or $36.95 for your choice of 2, or all 3 for $54.95. Call 1-800-353-2232 to order.